What is up, guys? My name is MJ, and I will be your host today for SWS Tech. And let's get on with it. So, the Xbox handheld is confirmed and is actually supposed to be coming out sometime soon. But let's see if it's been overhyped, underhyped, or if it's actually pretty good where it's at. So, we're gonna start off with what we know. Now, what we know is currently it is an ASUS and Xbox partner. Don't mind the coffee. We do know it's going to be another ROG Ally series because we currently have the Ally and Ally X. It is going to be following that scheming where we have the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. And you will have an aggregated game library, so all downloads across like Steam, Battle.net, Epic, EA, Ubisoft, whatever you use, will all be in one certain place, which I do like. But how is it actually going to work? Is it just going to pull the files kind of like PlayNight does? I know I used PlayNight before on my Steam Deck. We'll get into that later. And yeah, so let's go with it. It will have a more ergonomic grip compared to the current Allies. I definitely like that. And apparently there's going to be a Roblox partnership for more optimized handheld Roblox versions. I don't know. So that means in order to get that optimized version of Roblox, I'm gonna guess you're gonna have to get it off the Microsoft Store. I don't want to do that. Now, what we have next is all Xbox games. So if you bought a game on your console, it'll be on your Ally, and vice versa. If you bought a game on your Ally, it'll be on your Xbox, which I really like. I think that's a good feature because I mean we've been waiting for that for how long now? It's like your Steam library. It's on any device you sign into. So, very much appreciated that. Epic, or not Epic. Oh my gosh, Microsoft. And supposedly, if you're new to Game Pass, when you get the Xbox Ally, you'll get it for free. I'm not sure for how long. It'll probably be like a 1 month trial to get you started. But it's coming off of their websites. All links that I use will be put in the description below, so please do enjoy. I don't know why my camera is not even. There we go. Now it's even down. And now let's get on to the specs. So both of them will have a 2280 M.2, and I quote what they said is for easier upgrade. How easy of an upgrade is it going to be though? Because I mean, with the Steam Deck, you have to take out a few screws to get it out and things like that. So it's we're just gonna have to see. You will have two back buttons. I believe they will be like you can configure them to whatever. So like if you don't want to like your Windows key and the other to like an escape key or something like that. They will have Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.4 capabilities, which is very nice. I will say though, I don't know a lot of people with Wi-Fi 6. The highest I'm seeing lately, like besides my grandpa. My grandpa's like Wi-Fi 7, which is real nice. But like even at home, I just have Wi-Fi 5. So they will each have a 65 watt charger stand. I don't know what it means by stand. But it will be specific to each model. There's one that says stand Ally and stand Ally X. So they will have a 500 nit backlit display. And let's get into the display parts. That kind of goes in nicely. It will be a 7-inch Full HD 1080p IPS display, 500 nit backlight, of course. It'll be a 16:9 aspect ratio, 1080p, 120 hertz refresh rate, FreeSync Premium, AMD FreeSync Premium, and a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus plus DXC anti-reflection. Now let's get on to the device-specific stuff. We're going to go ahead and start with the Ally X, the more expensive one. It'll have 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5X 8000 microtransfers RAM. It'll have a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. It will be black. It will have the new AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, and it'll have grips with impulse triggers for enhanced controls, is what they say. And then an 80 watt hour battery life. So definitely a better battery life. But considering that it's got all those upgrades compared to the Ally, not too sure how long or how big of a difference it will be battery life wise. Um, then for the Ally, it has 16 gigabyte LPDDR5X at 6400 um, mega transfer RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD. It'll be white with an AMD Ryzen Z2A, so a little bit less compared to the other one. And it's just gonna have the regular grips, no impulse triggers, and a 60 watt-hour battery life. They will both be running a gaming version of Windows 11. All the problems I've had with Windows 11 in gaming, I don't actually know how optimized it's going to be, so I guess we'll see. We'll find out. It will have a special Xbox game bar. Now, I'll go deeper into my thoughts on that a little bit later, but it raises some flags for me. Because performance was... it'll integrate ASUS's Armory crate, which is already on the Allies itself. So, the lock screen will supposedly have controller support, which, I mean, that'll be a nice feature, but I wonder if it'll be like the Steam Deck's like lock or like the Xbox lock screen, because like those use the same thing. It supports all storefronts because of course it's running a version of Windows 11, and it's gonna be called Xbox Full Screen Experience. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a Steam Big Picture slash gaming mode thing. So yeah, here are the countries they plan to initially release on. They said they do want to add more countries as they go on. Not sure, but this is alphabetical order, and what they ordered on their website is Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Korea, Mexico, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom. Oh, and the United States, of course. So really North America and Europe. And some Asia, looks like. And it's supposed to release in the holiday of 25 this year. So now let's get on to my personal thoughts. This will be broken up into a few categories. Here's what I personally want to see. I do want to see solid performance, like solid optimization on it and whatnot. Like we have, if the screen is 120 hertz, then I want to see at least medium settings at getting at least a solid 120 plus FPS. Just because it has 120 hertz doesn't mean you're going to use that full 120 hertz. And that's kind of where the line is a little weird. Especially nowadays, game developers getting really lazy on their optimizations and just using like DLSS and whatnot. To continue on the optimization, please, I need to fix the performance issues with Game Bar. As I said earlier, there was some stuff. Windows 11 and Windows 10 both have this issue where having Game Bar enabled takes a good chunk of your like performance out because it's a background process that's taking up more than it should. So yeah, I'm a little worrisome about that. Then the UI. Personally, I own a Steam Deck. I'm a little biased towards that. Like I love its UI. It's very seamless altogether. It is very well supported by Steam, considering it's literally called the Steam Deck. Very nice. And then let's see. Ergonomics. I really need the ergonomics to be great because I've held an Ally before. I do not personally own one, but they did not feel great in my hands. And just please make it affordable. Steam Deck is so much more affordable than a new gaming PC at an entry level. Like it's crazy. Now, I'm going to step off camera for a minute. Grab this. This is the Steam Deck. Now, I got this back in November of 23, literally like 2 weeks before they released the OLED. So, this is the 256 gig. I have a 400 gig SSD, or not SSD, oh my gosh. SD card in it. And give it a second, it'll boot up. Hopefully it's charged. I don't remember when I last charged it. Anyways, so here's some of the plugins. Okay, I've not charged this in a little bit. It's like this UI customization. This is not what the UI typically looks like. I can do a video on how to do all of this, but so here. And the beautiful sport of multiple accounts. This is amazing. If they somehow take this out of the optimized windows for the Ally X, or the Xbox Ally X and Xbox Allies, like, really? Again, the customization. It's so nice. All these plugins, man. Once it loads in, it'll just take a moment. My Wi-Fi is being a little finicky. Let me actually turn on the Wi-Fi. Another thing, the touch screen. It's amazing. I know it's only 720p, or well, it's like 800p, 1280 by 800, something like that. Anyways, look at this. All of my Steam library just seamlessly works. This is the UI customization. This is not what it normally looks like. Normally, it just looks like Steam Big Picture mode. But here we go. We're gonna go down. Maybe. Decky. This is something that's amazing. So you can just customize it seamlessly with all the plugins. And that is what enables this UI. Like, look, when I put it into sleep mode, it acts like the Sheikah Slate. It's one of the best things in the world. Same thing. Put it back up. It does it. Now it's a little bit shorter. I think there's some way I can fix that. I've just been too lazy to. It's not my number one priority. I've got the UI looking how I like it. Simple. And it's also insanely easy to just switch to the desktop. Like, another thing that honestly, because if they're gonna have this like UI type deal, they better have a way to easily hide it so you can get to the desktop. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, seriously. It's also got a pretty good battery life. It lasts a few hours, which is what I would typically expect. I mean, it's much more powerful than a phone, so I'm not going to expect it to last all day. But the good thing about it is I can quite literally grab the charger like this, plug it in. I'm going to just plug it in right here real quick. Sorry, air purifier. Then all you got to do is plug it in, and bam, you can continue using it like it's nothing. Just like you would a PC. You plug that thing in, you can play. It doesn't need a battery. And the ergonomics are amazing, especially especially having the extra back buttons here. So when you're playing like a competitive shooter or something, seamless. You can just, my hands rest so easy. It's a little bit small. I could get grips for it if I truly wanted, but I haven't found a need for it. As honestly, it's still pretty comfortable. It's not bad at all. Now, it might look a little small in my hands, or it might look a little big, but I got big hands, so it feels quite nice to me. A few things I would say that Valve could improve, which they did on the OLED. It's just the battery life. It could be a little bit better. The screen could be better and whatnot. But you can also run Windows on it. And all the optimization is these games run amazingly. Like, they've got like Valve is actively working on Proton as I speak, honestly. And it's genuinely just amazing. And you can also like manually go in and say like, oh, I want this many CPU cores active, or I want this many watts allowed to go in right now. And it just helps with like changing the battery life. So like, and you can limit the FPS on the actual hardware instead of just in the game, which is also another really nice thing. And yes, you can actually install Windows. I'll also link that down the drivers for that because Valve actually supports it. Now, Gabe Newell has said he does not like Windows that much, and this is based on Arch Linux for that reason. But it is an option. They do support it. They do have drivers. Check when they were most recently updated. Let's see. I don't think they've been updated in a little bit. So let's see. For the OLED, August 15th, 2024. For the LCD, November 17th, 2023. Yeah, so it's definitely been a bit. It's been a bit since they've updated it all, which is fine. They did say that they were going to actually do built-in dual booting with SteamOS. Not been done yet, and they said that they were going to do that a while ago. We're still on SteamOS 3. They said it's going to ship with SteamOS 3, but not really sure. But they do actually give instructions. They do give you notes for installing, and there's tons of tutorials out there for dual booting. Although the dual booting is not great because sometimes SteamOS just deletes itself entirely. So, but it's there, and it does work for anti-cheat related games if you want to do that. But there are some random bugs, like I've noticed, like sometimes my screen just like won't change its brightness anymore, but it's fine. But honestly, the budget wise, the starting price for a Steam Deck is $400 USD, of course, or you can get a used one, and those start at about 300 USD, which isn't bad. So, personally, why I care about all of this is I love my handhelds. I take them on the go. In fact, as most of you know from my main channel, I've had multiple knee surgeries, and I couldn't really sit at a desk for a while. So, the Steam Deck that kind of became my like primary gaming system. It's really just been with me for the past 2 years, and I love it. So, it's really helped out with that. It really let me stay gaming, especially when I was in the wheelchair. That was a whole different thing. But yeah. So, I love these handhelds. They're very important to me because they help me with a lot of struggles and just to kind of keep myself up there. And it's also like budget wise, it's a good entry level thing that's going to get you about mid range games. I mean, the Steam Deck can play medium to high settings at 60 FPS, no problem. Unless it's like Cyberpunk. Everyone has issues with Cyberpunk, though, so that's a different story. Anyways, that is the end of today's video. So, tell me what you think. Is the Xbox handheld something that you would buy? I know personally I'm looking at buying it, honestly. I might get it for Christmas or just save up the money because, Christmas money, guys. And birthday. My birthday is also pretty close to Christmas, which is real nice. Do you think it? Do you guys think it's a little bit too late for it to compete? Like, because the Steam Deck's been in the market for a while now. I want to say it's since like 2020. I can't remember. Hold up, let's look it up. When did the Steam Deck come out? 2022. So it's 3 years old now. It's not that bad. Still modern. I will say they probably do need to get a Steam Deck 2 going pretty soon. So, it is starting to become old hardware, which is understandable, but it's still running games. I mean, I can play Call of Duty on that thing in Windows mode. It's not that bad. Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon.